back up my sophomore year, and John Uribe, he was our quarterback coach. And he always told me, you got to prepare like you're the starter, whatever that is. And so prepping each game like you're about to run out there on the field is the best way to do it. Obviously, I think, you get to Saturday and you're not playing, but I think the biggest thing is knowing you're ready and staying locked in the game. Like when Cade's out there, I'm seeing what the defense is doing, knowing our play call. And so I think that's the biggest thing for me. And number two is just staying mentally and physically ready to go if your name's called.
Does the offense change at all with you compared to having Cade in there, or how much does it change?
I don't think it changes too much. We're trying to do our game plan and just stick to what we do best. And so I think, it'll be pretty similar, what we're trying to do.
What do you like to do? What do you like to do that maybe is a little different from Cade?
We both like to throw the ball. I think every quarterback likes to throw the ball. But, I think me and Cade are pretty similar in what we like to do. And so I don't think there's much of a difference. Obviously, I like throwing a deep ball, I guess, is what that's what you're asking. But, I'm not going to too worried with what I want. Just concerned with what the team needs and what the coaches need from me.
You mentioned that you don't like getting the job with Cade getting injured and stuff like that, but is there an excitement level from you now that
absolutely.
you get your shot now still?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's definitely excitement level. Being the starting quarterback at a Big Ten school is obviously a blessing. So obviously I'm very excited, but at the same time, you don't want it to get it that way from somebody else's, unluckiness, I guess. But yeah, I'm definitely excited.
How much do guys ever your size, 6'3", 260? Do guys ever kind of poke fun at you? I'm like, man, you should be playing linebacker. Did you get that a lot growing up?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you want? You playing D-line or something? Right?
I think all the time. Ever since I was a kid, who's this guy playing quarterback? But I fell in love with the quarterback position, and so I'm just gonna do it. How the team needs me to. But yeah, there's some fun around, but I don't mind it. Yeah. It's cool.
I was in Santa Barbara for a couple of years, and I don't know how you left that. But what was the biggest adjustment going from Santa Barbara and kind of the California area to Wisconsin now to Iowa?
Yeah, I think the humidity was a big difference. California, Santa Barbara's all dry heat, and so humidity was a big thing, and then obviously the winters, that was very new. But I love the Midwest. I think it's great. I actually get to see seasons change. Santa Barbara, it's always sunny, so I love that. But it's really cool to see seasons change.
What was the winter wardrobe like when you first got in the Midwest? Was it pretty
non-existent? My first semester, so we had the bowl game in Vegas my freshman year at Wisconsin, and then I flew back home. And then my first day back, it was like negative 15. I think I wore like 3 pairs of sweats and like a huge coat. I was like, I'm not going to be cold today.
You've used the word blessing to describe this situation from your perspective a couple of times. You mentioned your mom went to a private religious college. Are you a person of faith, and how's that helping you navigate the situation?
Yeah, I'm a person of faith. I'm LDS. Believing in Heavenly Father and all that stuff. I pray every game in the end zone. I think just trusting in Him, letting Him, His plan or whatever, but I'm just here to do my job. So obviously, I think it's God's doing. But
when you got the call and running out there, nerves at all? 70,000 under the lights, night game, tight game. Any nerves at all?
I think a little bit. I think I get kind of nervous, and then once I start running on the field, I'm good. I think obviously the QB sneak first play helps when you get hit a little bit. Everyone talks about, you get into the game, and then that first hit is what really sets you off. And so that first hit was nice to get, and then get going.
How big of a deal is the sneak back? Having the sneak back, that's like a staple Iowa play on short yardage.
Yeah, I mean,
are you pretty good at that?
I'm a fan of the play.
Okay.
I've always liked the QB sneak. In high school, we ran one under center play, and it was the QB sneak. Okay. So that's probably one of my favorite plays. But yeah, it's definitely a good play.
So you did get used to under center. Not many high school quarterbacks.
One play a game probably. Yeah. We were 90% and 99% in the gun in high school. So.
How much yardage could you pick up on that? Because you're obviously a bigger quarterback going up against some of those D lines.
Yeah, I mean, however yards the defense let me get, I'm gonna follow Lojo and all my linemen to glory. So, whatever happens. But we're just trying to pick up that first down.
What are some of your just early memories of playing football?
I think the first one was So my first year ever playing, I think it was 3rd grade, and they did it by height and weight, and so I was playing with very much older kids. And then my parents ended up pulling me halfway through the year just because like there were some other teams with ginormous dudes, and they were like, "You're gonna get killed." And so I played flag football the rest of that year, and then next year picked it up again with my age group. And so, kind of from then on is when I started to train as a quarterback and start playing.
How much older were they?
6th, 7th grade probably.
Oh wow!
But it was kind of funny because I knew all of them, the 6th graders, because we played flag football during recess in elementary school together. But obviously tackle's different. So
How do you go from tackle back down to flag halfway through a year? Was there any like?
I wasn't playing much.
Okay.
I wasn't playing much on that team, and so it was fun to play flag. Run around like an idiot. But
What grade? So they were in 6th or 7th. What grade were you in?
I was in 3rd or 4th, I believe. Probably 4th. It's been a while. Taken a lot of hits since then. So
When you sat down and looked at the film, what did it tell you? 'Cause you haven't had a lot of film in game situations for a long time. What was that learning experience like?
I think the learning experience was, being able to build confidence in myself. Taking a look at the film, I stood in there, took a couple shots. It's weird to say, but like I miss the feeling of my body being sore after a game. It's sucky feeling, but at the same time, it's a nice feeling because like you're out there, you're playing with your guys. So I think just building that confidence within myself is great.
What was Brian's message or Coach Bud's message to you?
I think the biggest thing was, good job stepping in, but we got to move on and get ready for Purdue. So that was the biggest thing, was prepping for this week.
Did you always have a big arm? Like, was there a moment growing up where you realized you could just like launch it?
I kind of credit my arm or whatever to water polo growing up. I played my first game when I was 4 years old. And so water polo was my first sport. It was my first love, I should say. And so, I kind of credit it to that because I was always water polo before I picked up football.
How did you learn, or water polo, at least in the Midwest, is not really a
Yeah.
common sport to hear. How did you kind of pick that up?
Santa Barbara, it became a bigger thing. My sisters were playing Page Youth Center basketball with Kylie Nuschel, who ended up being on that Olympic team with my sister in Rio, and their mom. And my sisters they had swam a lot, so their hair, when the chlorine touches your hair enough, it kind of turns blonde or greenish. And so my sister's hair was kind of green on the ends, and Kylie's mom, came up and asked like, "Oh, do you guys swim or whatever? You guys should come play out and play water polo." And so that's kind of how it kicked off in our family.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Do you miss that?